Hello, it is May 28th. Welcome to Lofty May Vlogs. My name is Tracy and I'm the host of the Knitting on the Float podcast. We are just a few days away from June being here. Can you believe it? It is another gorgeously sunny day in the Vancouver area. It's a bit on the chillier side. It's still about 20 degrees Celsius, but it feels a little bit cooler than some of the days we've been having. I was out a little bit earlier on the river and saw some ducks and a couple of little ducklings, although they were in the reeds, and I will pop that footage in. This family is grooming away. We've got a mama, papa, and there are two little babies, and they are all busy giving themselves a good clean. The two babies are just in the reeds over to the left. And on the right, we have 5 Canada geese about to go for a swim by. Today is going to be a little bit of a shorter vlog. We've had a busy morning and I'm just now, it's late afternoon, getting to recording. So busy day. I am going to do a task, but it is going to be a fairly small but very important one, and it'll be good to free up a bit of space as well. So I hope you have your beverage of choice and that you are ready to either sit and craft with me while I am chattering away, or perhaps you are working alongside and getting your space all spiffied up as well. So whatever you're doing, I hope that you're ready for just a few minutes for today, spending a little bit of time in visiting. So I'm going to head inside, and I think we will tackle the loft activity first, and then we will sit down and chatter about, obviously, the secret project I'm working on, but I did work on something that is not so secret, so I'll be excited to have a little chatter about that in a few moments. But let's go inside and head up to the loft. Here we are up in the loft, and I have to say, for the most part, it is looking fairly good, but there are a few things that are a little out of place, and they don't necessarily have easy homes, but we're going to try and make them disappear today. So let's take a look at what those things will be. One of the things that is in the creative space that is going to need to be put somewhere else is my beautiful husky. And back in, I don't know if it was December 2019 or January 2020, I actually took my husky in, had it fully serviced. I wanted to make sure I could use it. But then in March 2020, just before everything started to shut down, I purchased myself, and let's do a swing around, my beautiful Janome, which is now my primary machine. Now, I do love my husky, but this is the one that I use most of the time now. But the husky is great for lots of other little things too, and it becomes a nice machine for Isaac or Nathaniel to use too. So today's job involves putting the husky in a safe place. So it is going to go either in my walk-in closet on one of the upper shelves or possibly into Nathaniel's closet on the upper shelf. And I'm thinking more than likely Nathaniel's closet, so then it stays up here. But that is one of the things that is going to be removed from the crafting space today. Another thing that needs to find a home is my mannequin. And I believe I'm going to put the mannequin in, I have a closet in my closet, and I believe I'm going to put the mannequin in there along with the base and the post. I don't use it very frequently, but it does take up quite a bit of space, and as long as I can access it easily, which in my closet, under the stairs in my closet, I should be able to do that. I think I'm also going to tuck the ironing board into the corner over there, at least for now, but the sewing machine, the mannequin, the ironing board are going to get straightened a bit, but you know there's one more thing. Any guesses? You got it, the white elephant. This EMAC is going to go into somewhere in my walk-in closet. So I'm not sure where. I will figure that out, but it is not going to be up here. There's no other space up here that I can put it in, and it does have information on it, and I like the fact that I can play a pirate game on it, so I'm not quite ready to get rid of my lovely little EMAC. So it's going to go downstairs, out of the way, for a time when I'm able to actually deal properly with it. So 4 things are going to find a new space to live, and that will help clear up the loft today. So I'm going to go do that. I'm not going to take you with me because it's going to be a lot of heavy lifting, and holding a camera and lifting, not the smartest thing to do. While I didn't quite get the ironing board fully tucked away as I would like, I did snug it in just a little bit, but behind me, the mannequin is now downstairs and up on a high shelf in my walk-in closet for when I need it. And I also put the sewing machine in my closet on a high shelf because it didn't fit on the top shelf in Nathaniel's room. Just it can't snug up between the closet wall and where the shelving is, so it had to go downstairs. But let's walk over here. Very, very exciting to say. Ha-ha! Ta-da! The elephant in the room is now gone. It's just on the floor in my walk-in closet, which I know I will need to deal with it, but it's now no longer up here. And as I mentioned, the sewing machine box with the sewing machine in it has been moved as well. So about 15-20 minutes worth of work after getting all of the ladders and everything out, but it leaves a little bit more space, especially over here, so that is a good thing. Tiny job today, but it's a Sunday, and I have found that the weekends, with so much going on, it is easier to do some of those smaller tasks. We are at the 28th, which means we have 29, 30, 31 left. I may have to double up on a task, and I'm out of the corner of my eye, right there, looking at that sewing closet, knowing that that second shelf still has to be dealt with. But a little bit of stuff needing to be decluttered here, and otherwise this does look a whole lot better than when we started back at the beginning of May. So I think for today I will take moving those few things as a win, and I think as a reward it's good to sit down, have a nice beverage and a little bit of crafty chat. And then we will say goodbye for this Sunday, May 28th. It is finally time to sit down and enjoy a beverage together, and I have made myself a cup of biscuit tea. I am using Isaac's Starbucks Vancouver mug. I have a Toronto one. I like them, however, I find that when you have a really, really hot beverage, they're kind of challenging to drink from, but you know, I'm willing to take on some of life's little challenges. I mean, this whole month we've been dealing with the challenge of the loft. So for today's cheers, let us say a cheer to taking on those challenges and doing our best at getting them done. Cheers to that. Can I take a sip out of this? We will see, because it is hot. Biscuit tea is always worth the challenge. Between when we visited yesterday and today, I did work on 2 projects. And the first project I worked on, I will say actually both projects are living in little bobbins bags. Always so lovely. The first project we've spent quite a bit of time chatting about, but you haven't seen it yet. It will be released this Thursday, so June 1st, and then you will finally be able to see what gorgeousness has been living inside this bag. Until then, it is sharing the yarn yet again. And the yarn that I've been using is this beautiful Wool Barn plush sock, now renamed Soft Sock. And this is the colorway Mist, and it is such a beautiful bluey green. It's almost blending in with the walls up here. And it's been a dream to work with. I'm loving the stitch definition, and while I didn't get as far as I would have liked last night, I did get some done. But I tell you, I definitely need to make sure these are done lickety-split, because again, the pattern is going to be released very, very shortly. The other project that got a little bit of love this morning is living in my lovely Little Bobbins Vintage Fairy Lights bag. And this is my Christmas Eve cast on from 2021 and 2022. These are my Feathering the Nest socks. And I do have sock 1 completed, although you can see that I still have not secured the ends. I believe the toe is done, but I have not secured the ends here or here. So I've got to still do that. But I did work a tiny bit on this sock today. Great portable project. And I had done, I think, 1 round after the ribbing. So I did a few rounds of patterning. This is a gorgeous pattern by Danielle George, who is Little Bobbins. And it has this beautiful, beautiful texture. I have used Nora George yarns. I believe this mini is in Nora George yarns as well, but this is on trial. And then for my toe, I have used a fun Louie and Lola yarns in Christmas wreath, and it's got a little bit of sparkle, because who doesn't love a sparkly toe? So it was nice to pull this project out. I don't have to worry about anybody seeing it out in the wild as well. And it got a tiny, tiny bit of love. I really need to spend quite a bit of time with this project over the next few days. So until June 1st, it's going to be a lot of secret knitting for me, and maybe I might be able to fit in something different, but I wouldn't count on it. For today, because we know I need to get some knitting done, I am going to call it a day. I think we did fairly well up here in the loft. We were able to find homes for some of those blockier things. It was good to get the sewing machine put up high. It'll be in a safe place for when I do need it again. And it is nice to be able to look around. Now tomorrow, I don't know whether we will deal with the closet, or maybe we'll deal with the clutter that made its way over to the sitting space. I do know that somebody still has their guitar and their music stand out here, and they need to have a little chat with, and needs to be brought in his room. But tomorrow, whatever we get up to, hopefully it will be something productive and we'll be able to see a really big difference. But until then, I am wishing you a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is, and I look forward to visiting with you tomorrow. Bye. I may have done a little something here, and I know some of you have those wonderful eagle eyes, and you'll be able to tell what it is that I have done. But if you want confirmation, you'll have to come for a visit tomorrow.